Morning coffee and the sound of cows all around. Just one more cup of coffee, then we got to backtrack around this water crossing, and we hopefully have a trail angel bringing 6 days of food that we packaged and handed off in Butte a couple of days ago. Unfortunately, that arch abrasion issue cropped up again. Didn't even notice it till I stopped. Still cannot figure out the mechanism of this for the life of me. And now we have backtracked around the river, and we are very hopeful that Mark the Trail Angel will be here with our 6 days of food. Though, otherwise, I get to go into town. Probably have some real food. You know, just looking on the bright side.
Side.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, on the west side, I thought, okay.
So the good news is we now have 6 days of food. The bad news is we now have 6 days of food. You seem like you're bowing over a little bit. Old age. So it is 8:30 in the morning. We've got 120 some miles until Chief Joseph, which is our next resupply, shower, etc., etc. And our packs are a little on the heavy side. It hurts enough doing it at this age. Can you imagine doing it in like another 30 years? You might actually get a blister or something. And what do we get for commenting that creek had a flavor? Now we get a cow trough and another 10 miles of no water. With my foot hurting this morning, it's mostly just been grinding the miles out. But the clouds do look much more exciting today. Also, I do really like the fact that we're barely seeing any other through hikers. I'm kind of dreading when we get back on the main Anaconda Junction here up ahead, and we're going to start seeing contention for campsites and things again. We might see a handful of people a day. For people who like talking with people, we're antisocial sometimes. Really feels like we may actually see a storm again. After all that time yesterday and the day before, where I was hoping for one.
Don't shake your fist at it, please.
I don't think I have to. That's rain over there. It is 1:52, and after Taters repeatedly shaking her head at the sky, mocking the weather gods, we now have thunder in the area. And at long last, we're back to our regularly scheduled daily rain/hailstorm. You're not smiling. Blondie. Generally the best way to ensure the rain stops is to actually stop and, put on your rain gear. The thunder has been getting closer. Thing is, when it rains out here, the drops are always huge. It's not like a little mist or anything. I mean, you feel the force of the impact. We've also got some light grapple, which is basically a soft version of hail that happens when the raindrop freezes and thaws up above. They are far lighter and far less painful than hail. Trust me. It's kind of like in Breakfast of Champions, where he thinks that the entire world is a test for him from God. That's Saturday Night Live to me, because it's not funny. It's never been funny. And I think that it's just some deity like playing a trick and trying to have all the robots say, oh yeah, that's really funny. It's so funny. Hee hee. Well, PCT was pretty consistent. North, south, middle.
You get into like Yosemite.
No, it's still signed. Green, quiet. And we haven't seen another hiker since I don't know when. Almost makes me wonder, are we on the CDT? Are we the only ones on the CDT? Did everybody else go home again? Did the CDT organization? Because that happened on the PCT, They said go home, bunch of people went home. Some of us were out there going, what happened? So really, the crowds only really bother me when it comes to finding places to camp, because I want to be away from folks. But it is just nice when you don't see anybody for long periods of time. It makes you feel like you're actually out in the middle of the wilderness. We saw a few people go in the opposite direction around the lady statue. And then obviously there were all the cyclists. But I don't think we have seen anybody going our direction since the Anaconda Butte cutoff. I did see a post on the CDT Facebook group, which isn't near as heavily trafficked as the other trails, obviously, because not everybody is on and there's not as many people. But somebody said they were bailing off at one of these previous freeways because the food carry to get to Chief Joseph was too long. 6 days at a reasonable 20 miles a day doesn't seem too long, but this sure doesn't seem like a trail, other than the signs. So there are comments on this section saying it's hard to follow, but it does look like somebody has blazed it. The eyes up on the tree are the old axe blaze that we get a lot in the Sierra Nevada. I've only seen the paint blazes out east. It's so nice back here. I'm kind of sad we don't get to camp and spend some more time. Aha, our water source. And the sun came out long enough for us to have ramen. We're gonna try and make it another 5 miles or so on my foot. My right foot in particular has gotten a little worse. This last bit's been a little more wild. You can see we're on the remains of some sort of a road, but things are kind of going each and every direction. I've had to keep a really close eye on gut hooks to not go off course. Okay, Taters is happy. The drought's over for now. We have water for now. The next long water carry is in the future. All sorts of cabin runs back here, but they've all seen better days.
After a really nice day on lots of pleasant trails and not having seen a single person since the Trail Angel this morning, we are super happy to be out of the dry zone and found this cozy little camp right next to a very respectable creek. So we'll get to go to sleep with the sound of rushing water, which is always nice. Home sweet home for the night.